I've been reading a lot the last several months. There are university professors in some good colleges who are advocating that there's the possibility that 1 plus 1 could equal 3, or 2 plus 2 possibly could equal 5. I don't really quite understand their reasoning behind this. Part of it has to do with evidently math is a big part of Western civilization, and we can't have that. But in a world where 1 plus 1 equals 3 or 2 plus 2 equals 5, we're going to have a great deal of difficulty, and because math is exact, and without it, I was in the commercial real estate lending business. You can't figure yields for your investors, and lenders can't figure how they're going to get money back for what they do, and builders cannot develop property without proper math. Buildings will fall down if they're not constructed using the rules of math. Pressure points, the way you put things together, just won't work. You cannot make steel properly without math. And the list goes on and on. And part of this, when I began these little videos, I wanted to talk about history, and this in a way is historical, because if you go back and if Western civilization has to be denigrated by destroying math, you have to look at where math came from. And actually, the concepts that we utilize actually began, as far as we know, in Sumeria, in the area of the Tigris and the Euphrates, where present-day Iraq is, 4,000 years ago, maybe more. Where they developed writing and math to figure commercial transactions, because they were commercial cities and were built using agriculture and trade and so forth. And from that, over the generations, that was developed. And Phoenicia came up with what we now call the Greek alphabet, and then the Greeks developed and looked at geometry, and which again, without geometry, it's very difficult to build or create anything. And what we call Arabic numerals actually sort of began in India and developed through the Middle East and moved on into our area. And then the concept of the zero. And I'm unclear on this. I've heard that the zero actually, or the concept of the zero actually started in India, but the way we really know it, it began in Spain, and what we call Spain now, under Islamic, Christian, and Jewish scholars who developed the concept of zero. And without zero, it's pretty difficult to do almost anything mathematically. So I guess what I'm getting at is, do you really want to cross a bridge built by someone who thinks 1 plus 1 equals 3? As I say, geometry, math has to be exact. The computer that we're doing this on uses algorithms developed mathematically. Space shots are created using mathematics. If you want to be a pilot, if you want to be a banker, if you want to be a financial planner, if you want to be an architect, you can go on and on with this. If you want to be a welder, you have to understand how to apply mathematics properly. And this idea of getting down on it, because right now it has been used in Western civilization to develop a phenomenal civilization. And if you're, this is on YouTube, and the YouTube algorithms that they use to recommend videos for you, those are done using proper mathematics. It's I'm going to read something here. Mathematical knowledge is necessary and certain. We cannot conceive of future experience violating it. We may believe that the sun will rise in the west tomorrow, or that someday in some conceivable asbestos world fire will not burn stick, but we cannot for the life of us believe that 2 times 2 will ever make anything else than 4. Such truths are true before experience. They do not depend on experience, past, present, or to come. Therefore, they are absolute necessary truths. It is inconceivable that they should ever become untrue. That's from a gentleman named Immanuel Kant, a German philosopher, mathematician, and so forth. So this is going to be kind of short, but I just want to make that point that the craziness that's kind of sweeping through us will pass, but we cannot allow it to overrule the truth. And math is true. And you may not like it. I wasn't a big fan of it, but I was made to understand that it was necessary, and it is necessary, and you need to understand it. It's not that boring subject you have to work your way through. It is something you have to understand and you have to realize is very important to what you do, what you hope to do, and how you hope to apply your knowledge.